let's welcome Mikayla to the HailTrace weather team. Mikayla, we are so glad that you're here.
So happy to be here.
A lot of people are going to see you on the green screen over the next few weeks. You'll start to make your introduction. You're going to be at RoofCon next Monday, so if you haven't gotten your tickets, make sure that you get those now. But we want to learn a little bit about you. So tell us about your path to come to HailTrace.
Yeah, so I grew up in like the North Texas, Dallas area, so still Tornado Alley, and just kind of had a fascination with storms, and that led me to go to OU. So I got my Bachelor's of Science in Meteorology, and then I have double minors in both broadcast and math. So lots of math classes to get a meteorology degree. You know all about that. It's just the same thing that I do. And then while I was kind of finishing up college, I spent some time down in Sherman, Texas. So I was doing Texoma weather, so North Texas and kind of southern parts of Oklahoma. So I'm, not unaware of how things change very quickly here in Oklahoma. And I did that still while I was in college. And then I spent the last 3.5, 4 years up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I worked at Fox 23 up in Tulsa. So was there for the last several years, and now here I am back in Oklahoma City area here at HailTrace, and I am very happy to be here.
And we are so happy to have you here. You also have a great background in severe weather. I grew up forecasting Oklahoma storms, went to Kansas for a little bit, so we have a powerful expertise on the plains weather here. I'm excited for you to see different areas of the country, the Midwest weather, Southeast weather. I think that you're really going to enjoy forecasting.
I'm going to really enjoy forecasting. I love forecasting Oklahoma stuff, and it's nice too with like our expertise between the two of us, because you worked in Oklahoma City, me working in Tulsa. Like timing's a little bit different in storms, and like the type of storms, you get more supercell type things here in central Oklahoma. We get more of like the QLCS type in eastern Oklahoma.
The nighttime
storms. So it'll be fun, like between the two of us being able to do that. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about blizzards and things, in the Pacific Northwest, hurricanes, so many cool things that we don't really get to talk about Oklahoma because we don't have those opportunities. I'm really happy I get to talk about it now.
I think that you're going to love it. Okay, so we talk about forecasting storms, but have you been in storms? Tell us about a crazy either storm chasing experience or a storm that you were actually caught in.
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, it was the Father's Day storm of 2023 up in Tulsa. I don't know if you read about it, but we had 100-mile-per-hour winds that like moved across the city and into parts of Broken Arrow. And so I was trying to get ready to go into work because it was like a weird timing. It was like right at midnight. My shift started at 2 a.m. So
again with those overnight storms.
Overnight storms, very common in eastern Oklahoma. So I like woke up because my husband came into my room and I heard him like messing around, and I sat up in bed because I was supposed to be sleeping. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, they said that we're going to probably lose power. I should charge my phone." And I'm like, "Okay, it's midnight. No one should be on the TV talking about the weather. Something's wrong." And so I tried to quickly start getting ready, and sure enough, it hit before I was even able to get into work. So I got to hear the winds ripping off the roof of my house. I ended up having 6 tarps on my roof. You could hear stuff on our attic like shifting over. It's pretty crazy. My husband and I were kind of looking at each other and we're like, "Oh, this is nuts." We had our bike helmets on. We were trying to get our dogs into our safe space, but it wasn't a tornado. But when you have winds that are 100 mile per hour, it's like being an EF1 tornado. Yeah. So it was pretty wild.
Yeah, not a tornado, straight line winds, nocturnal, one of the most dangerous times that you could get at an event like that I think surprised a lot of people.
And just again, because it was overnight, but because it's such a huge swath of the city too. South Tulsa into Broken Arrow, it wasn't like a tornado. Those are very damaging, but it's kind of narrower paths sometimes, or even if they're wider tornadoes, it's not widespread. We were talking about widespread damage from western Tulsa all the way across to the east side of the city, down power lines, trees. It was a mess, and a lot of people didn't have power for over a week. I know I had coworkers that didn't have power for over a week. Luckily, ours was only out for 2 days, but we still had to come down to Oklahoma City because it was pretty nuts.
And just a reminder for people, that was during June, so no power in June. It's really
hot. It starts to get hot.
Okay, so when you're not forecasting weather, what are you doing? What does your off time look like?
I love to read. I'm a really big reader. Taylor and I've kind of talked a little bit on the side that I read between about 150 to 200 books a year, which I know seems crazy.
That is a lot of books.
I just really enjoy, especially like a good audiobook. I like to listen to it when I'm getting ready in the morning, driving into work, and it's just, something, I don't know, it's peaceful. I don't do the podcast or the stuff. I like them. If there's like a really good one, then I'll stop and, listen to it. Like when Taylor Swift went on New Heights, I was all about that.
Absolutely.
I was ready to go. But I just like listening to, a good book, especially when you get a good narrator. I also make sourdough, so I like making sourdough, cookies and bread loaves and figuring out different things I can do. I made Cheez-Its for the Super Bowl last year, and those were like a huge hit. Like I didn't think many people would actually be into that, and they were like gone by the end of the night. So that's
baked Cheez-It.
yeah, like a
cannot
nice
go
baked
wrong.
sourdough
Yes.
cheese. It was actually really fun and super easy to make. I'll have to make you some. But yeah, just do that. Hang out with my husband. We walk our dogs. We have 2 dogs, a Shiba Inu and a mini Australian Shepherd. Her name is
Aw.
Nimbus, so she's named after a cumulonimbus cloud, so
Naturally.
storm cloud.
Everything's weather related.
Always.
Well, we'll have to hit you up for the potlucks. You're going to be a favorite around here. whenever we do
I like to
potlucks.
cook. I like to bake, so I have no problem with that.
If you need any weather forecast, obviously go to Mikayla, but book recommendations, new recipes, Mikayla's your girl as well. Well, we are so glad that you're part of the HailTrace team now. You guys will, of course, see Mikayla on the green screen over the next few weeks and in the coming months as we prepare for severe weather season.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.